Hi, I'm Anthony Gallegos, and we are doing a Let's Play of some Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3, you know, if you're not familiar with it, it's this gigantic open world. You can kind of get a sense of how big it can be if we look between these two islands here. The first island, or I guess the first kind of grouping of islands, or I don't know if this all counts as one island or what, but this first area is pretty huge of itself. I mean, there's lots to do. Each of these yellow spaces represents a base. And then there's all these radio towers you can take to unlock these hidden parts of the map. But then you can look and you can see just how big it is. There's so much down here I haven't done, and I've played for easily 30 hours at this point. It's a huge game. But, you know, part of the reason that Far Cry 3 is so fun is that on top of having a structured story that you can do, there's just this gigantic open world that you get to explore and do things in. So right now I'm actually doing a side quest where I'm supposed to come and reach this designated location if I want, but I could also just go and take over this radio tower so that we can kind of get a better view of the area. So I think I'm actually going to head in that direction, across this river here. The scary part about crossing a river is that there's always the chance that you'll run into a crocodile. So I like to get across those as fast as I can. I also have no health potions. Far Cry 3 has this really elaborate crafting system. So I'm going to craft some health syringes. Oops, I only crafted one. Go back in. Let me see. I'm just going to craft a bunch of those so that when I run into something, I'm ready. You can also heal yourself without health syringes, but it's a lot slower. It doesn't do as much. It does look cool as you're digging a bullet out of your arm or whatever, but let's head over this hill, see what we see. That's part of the reason I like Far Cry 3 too, is that you never know what you're going to run into. I mean, you can look at the map and you can get an idea of this animal lives around here, this animal lives around here, but I love the fact that when I run into an area, I might, you know, see two animals interacting in a natural ecosystem. So they might be chasing one another, or they might be fighting, and then I can go in there and kind of interrupt it with my own thing. Let's see. I actually think that the smoke trails that you see in the air are usually signs of an enemy encampment. And it looks like I'm a lot farther from this radio tower than I thought I was. Man, it's way up in that hill, but it doesn't look that far. I'm gonna have to see if I can maybe find myself a car, some sort of transit, to get me there a little bit faster. I guess I can cross this river again. Like I said, I hate crossing rivers, though. It sure looks pretty, though. So let's see, as I head up over here. I don't have to use machine gun if I want to fight a little bit more stealthy. Just need to find some guys to actually fight. It is pretty incredible to see how lush the world is, though, when you're running through it. Especially if you have a really nice PC. Console versions look good, too, but they don't look quite this good. Ooh, bad guys. Oh. Well, they didn't see who shot the arrow, but they did get distracted. There we go. Bow, totally the best weapon in the game. I recommend that if you play this, you get the bow as fast as you can. Alright. Procured a car, just like that. Murder, no big deal. Now I'll drive like a complete and total maniac. Oh. There is damage to cars, though, so you have to be careful. Although, because there's also a damage mechanic to cars, you can turn them into bombs of sorts. Oh, here's one of those outposts. You can actually get bonus experience if you take out the outpost without making any sound or being detected. Obviously, I failed at that. So at this point, might as well go full bore. See how fast I can take this. Okay. That was what we call a hardcore failure. I should have been a bit more careful. We're going to try that again, though. Hopefully it doesn't start me too bad. Okay, yeah. The encampment's just ahead, so this time I will actually try and do it the right way. From stealth. I mean, I guess there is no right way. That's the whole point of Far Cry, right? You can kind of play it however you want. But me, if I'm trying to do this the way that gets me the most experience that I can use to buy new skills, I'm going to use my camera here, and I'm going to try and call out targets. Because when you call out targets, for whatever reason, you can see them even through cover. You know, not necessarily realistic, but it totally works for this purpose. So let's see if I can get some guys out on the open. This guy, his body might be in range, but I'm going to see if I can... Oh yeah, they did see the body. so I'm not going to get full experience for not alerting them at all. But if I can never be seen, it will actually help me out a lot. All these guys are going out there to investigate where they think the guy is, but they don't actually know. So let me see if I can do a bit more with my arrows. There we go. Still no one's detected me. In case you're wondering, I've become a little bit of a bow master in this game. The cool thing about the bow and arrow too is that you can get the arrows back. Oh, okay, I've been detected. At this point, there's no point in staying too stealthy. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to these bodies and get some of my arrows back. That's the bad thing. They call in additional reinforcements now, which means that before I can take the space, they're all gonna have to get killed. But I think if I get in close enough, I can actually take out this alarm before it does too much. There we go. Alright, so I've killed these guys. Ah, there's a cheetah here too. The cool thing is if you see these leopards, you can actually, what I should have done is I could have approached this base in a completely different way, waited for the guys to get, to not see me, and then use some sort of silence weapon to actually snipe this cage so that the leopard comes out and attacks them. I'm actually going to try and still do that. Let's see if I can. I'm hoping that this leopard will come out and help fight. Well, you actually get to see one of the cool things about Far Cry is it has this, okay, I'm on fire. 1 second. It actually has dynamically spreading fire that looks really amazing, actually. Heal. So you can see that it actually will organically spread to grass. Not exactly in a completely realistic fashion, but in a much more realistic fashion than some games handle fire. I'm gonna die because I'm not paying attention. Sorry. Okay, not playing the best at the moment, but again, I'm going to actually try and be a little less aggressive when I take out this compound this time. Let's see. This time, I will come at it a bit differently. Call out some targets like I did before, but not exactly, you know, strike out as soon as I see them. Okay. Got a few guys pointed out. Gonna try and head over here into the grass. This time I might try and do it, see, the mistake I made that last time was that I killed this guy where his body could be out in the open. And this time, now that I know that the leopard's here, I might just see if I can let the leopard largely do my job for me. So I freed the leopard, and now the leopard's gonna get to work for me. Hopefully the leopard will handle business, and the best part is that the leopard doesn't set off alarms. Oh, that's a little bit disappointing. I guess the leopard got taken out a lot faster than I anticipated. It's okay. We just have to approach this a little bit differently now. I could have used that leopard as a really good distraction, though, to take on these guys. Let's see. Come back around. These guys have really dirty mouths. Let me see. Let me call out all these targets. Again, my goal here is I want to take them out without ever being detected, and without ever them triggering an alarm either, which means that this means no one needs to see a body or that sort of thing. I can throw rocks to try and distract guys. So my goal, this guy got his attention. Hopefully he'll wander out away from his friends. I can start getting targets out by themselves. Yeah, you did. That's right. Head on out by yourself. And I don't think anyone's watching or will see him, so there we go. One down. No alarms detected. This guy up here by himself, I don't think anybody will see him. Almost got detected there by that wanderer. I don't think anybody's going to see this guy if I take him out. I could be wrong, though. But we're going to see. We're okay. We're okay. These two are going to be a bit more of a challenge up there by themselves. I either have to shoot both of them really fast, which is going to require a lot of skill, or I need to try and lure one of them out. So I'm going to go for the lure out method. Throw that rock. Pretty sure one of them is going to come investigate. One or both, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, one for sure. You can kind of keep a chain of rocks going. Apparently my guy has an infinite supply of rock bag. Let me see if I can't just lure him out a little bit more.
Hey, who's that?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so while that guy's back turned and this guy's kind of out in the grass by himself. Now he's down, still no alarm set off. Alright, and this guy's coming back up on the roof, which means that he should be isolated enough that I can take him out without anybody seeing. Just gotta wait for him to get a little bit farther out. And down. Okay, we're doing well. There's only 4 guys left. No alarm set off. If I had a sniper rifle, I would actually shoot that alarm that went off before so that no one could trigger it this time. This is gonna be a bit of a challenge, though. And just like that, everything falls apart. My goal, though, right now is to not let them set off the alarm. There we go. Did a really cool takedown from the roof on him. And I believe that is it. So not my cleanest one. Obviously, things went a little awry there because I got a little impatient. But I will get additional experience for no alarms being triggered. Not quite. You get 1,500 if you manage to do it without any alerts whatsoever. So obviously not my best work. But not, you know, not as bad as it could be. Run around real quick. Gather my arrows up. The problem is that in the area I'm at, I'm still unable to see where I want to be. So I'm going to see if I can't go find this last radio tower and uncover what's up. Let's see. There's always a path you could drive if you want, but I mean, to me, I think part of the fun in this game, I will use cars for the utilitarian purposes, but they really are 100% disposable. They're everywhere, and more importantly to me, like, I like to run through the jungle. It's fun. And you usually see a lot of really interesting situations, whether it's animals, whether it's a random encounter by enemy forces and your guys' forces. So let's see. Can't actually make it up this part. It's a little too steep. But I should be able to come down and around, I bet, and there's always a path. The island is obviously really well designed too. Like, if you have that little explorative streak in you, or the part of you that wants to, you know, strike out and just kind of look around and be adventurous, they reward you for that. There's constantly little caves that you can find and dive into, and you'll find treasure. You know, none of that's even necessary to the story. It doesn't matter for advancement, anything like that. It all just comes down to whether that's something that you want to be a part of. Oh, we're seeing a leopard stalk a boar. That's the type of situation I'm talking about, where that just kind of happens organically because there's actually an ecosystem to the game. Oh, some guys are obviously seeing the leopard too. But yeah, to unlock chunks of the map for you to see, you kind of have to find these radio towers and scale them. The scaling part is a little bit tedious. Oh, my guy's already here apparently. Holding it down. That's what I like to see. But I'm going to have to get up to the top of this. And obviously, things have fallen into a bit of disrepair. Each one that I've played always feels a little bit different too, so finding the way up becomes a bit of its own challenge, even if getting up is a little bit tedious. They kind of clearly mark, there's like a visual language you learn in Far Cry where anywhere you can jump up, there will always be vines or some sort of rope kind of hanging off the edge so that you can see that that's where you can jump up. Let me see, I think I missed where I'm supposed to jump up on this part. Not directly above me. Let's see, go over here. Wow, okay. Yeah, I've never quite had one where they wanted me to make a leap like that before. Continuing my way up. Jason Brody, a guy that was just a jerk college student, becomes the world's most insane adventurer. Pretty unbelievable, which I think makes the story pretty unbelievable. They want it to be like he's struggling with his newfound, you know, warrior abilities, but to me, I think it comes off a little cheesy and dumb. That being said, the story content is worth playing because some of the story missions, content-wise, as far as what you do, are a lot of fun. You know, because this is kind of like unlocking the towers or scaling the towers in Assassin's Creed. You do it over and over again, very repetitive, still rewarding, but you know, not the core, the crux of what makes the game. But when you do the towers like you saw, it'll show you some points of interest in the area, such as that cave. Don't know what that cave's for, other than for me to explore some ruins. Let's see. So once you get up to the top of the tower, it'd be a really big pain to go all the way back down, but they make that easy. You can always just use the zip line for fun. And down. And a conveniently placed car. Like I said, the island is really well designed. There's always some mode of transportation about, something you can do for fun, just to kind of, you know, go on a silly adventure. You don't have to work too hard at it. And you know, a car doesn't matter. You know, I could set this thing on fire, get it rolling really good, and then fly down a hill. Oh, bear. Die, bear. You know, you don't just kill animals for killing's sake. I mean, you could if you just wanted to be a jerk. But you harvest them for leathers that you use in a crafting system to make new holsters so you can carry more ammo, to make a wallet so you can carry more money. There is a purpose to fighting animals. And there's also a lot of really cool hunting quests that kind of surround the idea of hunting animals as well. See, I don't like this. There's the base I need to get to is right down there. So there could be some sort of hang glider or something up on this cliff, maybe. Otherwise, I'm thinking I might just drive off of it because I could probably live. Oh, got a couple enemies up on the road ahead. I think we know how I'm gonna handle this. Oh no. Oh no. Well, this is happening. Get out of the car. Got a little set on fire, but overall I'm okay. I'm okay. And what's even better is I threw a car bomb basically down on this base because the momentum of the vehicle kept on flying down the cliff. And even cooler, that car that blew up is going to... Oh gosh, I shouldn't have come down here. Oh, I can't stop myself. And I died. Alright, in my effort to show you the how the car, when it flew down the hill, it blew up and actually set a fire. And so that gas fire will actually spread, you know, in those plants. Let me see if I can do this time without getting myself killed. I don't... Yeah, the car's gone, though, which is too bad, because like I said, it was starting a really interesting and dynamic fire down there. You have another outpost. These outposts are great. You know, you don't want to liberate them just because it's fun, because it is. Combat in Far Cry is a lot of fun. But you want to liberate them because they'll unlock new side quests for you to do, too. And a lot of those are really interesting hunting quests where you have to fight like a one-off creature, or sometimes they're just like, you know, go hunt down this guy and kill him with a knife. Let me see. Okay. So this one's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Got sniper up in post. Got some flame guys. So, okay, we got 2 snipers. This is a pretty sizable outpost. And there's an example of one of those alarms. I don't really have a good gun for taking it out, though I suppose I can try it with the bow. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think this bow is going to quite do it. But let me see. Maybe I can use this. Take out snipers. Unfortunately, while that won't be an alarm triggered, that is going to result in in me not having done this without being detected whatsoever. Good news is that I was able to disable the alarms, so they won't be able to call in reinforcements. So I just have to deal with the enemies that are here. This is one of the fun parts of Far Cry. I mean, you can play it just like your standard first-person shooter, super aggressive like you saw earlier, or you can play it kind of like you're the Predator, picking these guys off one by one, like the kind of the maniac killer that you are. So, I'm just gonna see if I can't get their attention. At least one of them to come over here. Ah. Yep, not a good idea to engage Jason Brody in melee combat, but occasionally they will try. Let's see. I'm gonna sneak up on this guy if I can. Yeah, you can laugh all you want. We know who's the boss here. think he's on. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get above him. See if I can do another rooftop takedown. The reason I can move so fast when crouched too is that I've unlocked skills to let me do that. There are a lot of really interesting skills that allow you to do that. There we go. One takedown. This guy's never gonna see what hit him. And just like that. Without ever having to really worry about being shot at. Not my smoothest work again, but I will say playing and talking is sometimes a bit of a challenge. Once you kill them, your guys arrive on the scene. And sometimes the bulletin boards here will unlock new quests. In this case, it didn't.
Hello, brother.
Let's see. But there's a whole world of things to do here. You know, I've unlocked all these things as I've defeated all these outposts, but there's still this huge amount of content for me to go and explore, not to mention story quests that will have you jumping all around the map. Let's see. I think what I want to do right now is I want to spend some of my skill points. I have been getting a lot of experience, so you kind of get an idea of the Far Cry 3 skill trees here. I've been kind of putting stuff into survivability. I want to see this. Yeah, I'll learn a grenade takedown. F to initiate a standard takedown. Okay. That seems awesome. See, I mean, again, this game is totally ridiculous and all about just being fun. So I'm okay with that. Make myself a little more fire retardant and give my cars a little bit more health, because I am a bit of a maniac in a vehicle. And every time you upgrade yourself, you get new tattoos that mystically appear on your arm. Does it make sense? No. Is it totally ridiculous? Yes. Doesn't matter? Not at all. Let's get turned around here. Yeah, apparently no one in this island minds that you just run around stealing everything to your heart's content. You're kind of a terrible person. I mean, even before you become a warrior that helps these people, you're pretty much a terrible person. But once you become this warrior that they've decided is their helper, you just get free reign to be a terrible person. Yeah. Roads are overrated. Maybe not. Maybe roads are awesome. Oh, God. That doesn't matter to me, though. This car, done with it. Because there's always another car. There we go. Didn't need that. Leave that old beater there. Move on with my life. People have compared this to Skyrim a lot, and I can see that. They're both these gigantic open worlds that you can kind of just drive around and do whatever you want in. But in Skyrim, I think there's a little bit stronger quest writing than there is in this. That being said, you know, I would never recommend anyone play the Far Cry because you want really smartly written quests or interesting stories. To me, Far Cry is just about jumping into this world that you can come in and mess around with and be totally ridiculous. Is there a reason we're not driving through these gates, guys?
Follow me. Watch it.
There we go. I could have just crawled under the fence, but who wants to just crawl under the fence? Let's see. Oh, I don't like this. I guess up. Yep, see, that's what I was afraid of. I was thinking I could just swim over to that island since that's where I need to go, but whenever I see sharks, it's a pretty terrifying proposition to head into the water with them. Although I don't know that they'd swim into the kind of river portion of this. I guess there's only one real way to find out. Though I will admit I'm a little scared of doing so. Water creatures, they terrify me, even when they're fake. Yet in real life, I'll go surfing without a second thought, so I don't really know what that says about me. Let me know in the comments below. That was a joke. Not a very good one. Let me see. I should have taken that car. I abandoned it, and now I'm a little bit regretting it. Let's see. I think I'll just at least get to where I'm going for the story before we wrap up here. You know, I think you've gotten to see a really interesting chunk of Far Cry 3. You know what kind of makes it special? The way that there's dynamic quests. I mean, not dynamic quests, the way that there's just dynamic events happening in the world, you know, whether it's these patrol groups coming by. And you know what? I wanted that car. Apparently they didn't want me to have that car. So I just think that there's, you know, so much interesting things going on in this game all the time. It's one of those games that you'll set out and you'll be like, I'm going to do this story mission and then I'm going to move on with my life. But you'll get so distracted by all the stuff that aren't the story missions that that whole goal of finishing the story mission just becomes, you know, totally a moot point. It no longer matters. Let's see. Head of this hill. And see, again, the road is taking me this way. I don't really like that. My quest is off to my left. Ah, trees. I think I'm stuck on a rock or something. Alright, fine. We'll hoof at the last little chunk. I just leave a string of destroyed cars in my wake. Oh, yep, coming up on the location. So I guess this is where we're going to wrap up, because as much as I would love to jump into this mission with you, I really don't want to ruin any potential story content for you guys. So without further ado, I bid you adieu. I'm bumbling, but that's okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll be playing a lot more Far Cry 3 as the year goes on. As the new year goes on. And I hope you guys will too, and I hope you've liked what you've seen. Let us know. If you hate that we do these, that'd be cool to know too. But either way, for a lot more on Far Cry 3, you should always go to IGN.